All right, folks. As you can see, I sent the email, and it says, according to Luke 16:18, who does the whosoever apply to? And as you can see, it's all 264, and I sent it at 2:15. All right. It's on a Thursday afternoon at 2:15. All right. Let me see. What's that Thursday? The date of the day is the 20. I want to say the 22nd. Was it the 22nd? Yes. Today is the 22nd of May the 22nd. All right. At 2:15 p.m. Like I said, this should reach him before he come to Wilmington, Delaware. So I'm doing this so I don't have to waste my time. Let's see if he can answer the email. And if he can't answer the email, then, hey, it is what it is. I just wanted to prove to y'all that I've been sending this man emails. He ain't been answering them. So let's see if he answered this one. All right. I think I sent them back two of them 3 years ago. He didn't answer. Well, this is 2025. Let's see if he answered this. And then, like I said, this is the email that I sent. All right. Y'all seen the video earlier. Here's the other one. And it says, like it says, I wanted to just show y'all that it did go through. It went through the Rock All Truth 64 at 2 p.m. 2 biblical questions at truthofgod.com. All right. Same one. Same one. So now let's see if Gino Jennings will answer the question. Like I said, he believed that if a single man married one that is put away, they're living in two conditions. He said the single man was be committing fornication, and the woman that's married and put away from her husband or divorced from her husband will be committing adultery. I agree that the woman that's put away from her husband will be still committing adultery, because only married folks commit adultery, but single people can commit fornication and adultery. How can that be, Peter? If a single person that never been married mess around with another person that never been married, he messes around with another girl, like girlfriend and boyfriend, if you got a girlfriend and boyfriend, both of them never been married, but they call shacking up, and they having sex, then they are committing fornication. Now you can take that single man or that single guy that's committing fornication with his girlfriend, and if he find a woman, he meet up with a woman, and he like her, and she's put away from her husband or divorced from her husband, even if he mess with her, he's going to be committing adultery, not fornication. He's going to automatically become an adulterer. His title done changed, folks. He went from a fornicator to an adulterer now. All right. Now, if he decide to marry her, and he married her, now he's living with her. Now he's living in adultery. He's not living in fornication. Now, if he go according to the laws of the land, because the laws of the land, if she divorces and she marry him, according to the laws of the land, they're going to be considered married, but not in God's sight. So if he do according to the laws of the land, divorce her and be back single again, because she was never his anyway. He was still the man that divorced her. That was still his wife. So now he's back to a single man. And if he go back and mess with his girlfriend and she ain't married, now he's back committing fornication. See, that's why he can commit adultery and fornication. But the woman that's divorced or put away from her husband, she only commits adultery. All right. And even that goes for a married man. If a married man go and mess with her, they both commit adultery. Automatically, it's adultery, folks, no matter what. Same way goes for the man. If the man that put away his wife, whoever he messed with or married another woman, then that woman, he's going to be automatically committing adultery. And the woman he married is going to be also committing adultery. She's not going to be committing fornication if she haven't been married. Gino Jennings got it wrong, folks. He got it wrong. All right. So that's it. Let's see if Gino Jennings is going to answer this biblical question. And it says, according to Luke 16:18, do the whosoever apply to any type of man that marries a woman that is put away from her husband. For example, if I'm a single man which is a fornicator, and I marry a woman that's divorced from her husband, would I be still committing fornication? No, no, no. With her or adultery. I would be committing adultery if I'm that single man that's a fornicator. All right, when Jesus said in Luke 16:18, and whosoever married her, talking about that woman that's divorced, that is put away from her husband, committeth adultery. Listen what it says. And whosoever, see that whosoever? And whosoever married. What if it's that single man? That single man that never been married. Never been married. And he's a fornicator now. But he decided to hook up with this woman that's put away from her husband or divorced from her husband and marry her. They get married. Now he's committing adultery, not fornication like Gino Jennings said. Now I hope y'all see this. Y'all can turn blind eye to this all you want. But truth is truth. Gino Jennings preaches that if a single man, which is a fornicator, marry one that is divorced or put away from her husband, he said they're living in two conditions. He said the single man will still be living in and still committing fornication, and the woman that's put away will be committing adultery. Wrong. Error. That's an error. That's an error. That's a spot. That's a wrinkle. That's a lie. They both will be committing adultery according to the scripture and according to what Jesus said. Jesus said, and whosoever marry her, whosoever, does that get that single man? Yes, it does. What if a basketball player marry her? It gets him too. What if a race car driver marry her? Gets her too. What if a truck driver marry her? Gets her too. It don't make what type of man you are. If you marry that woman that's divorced from her husband, you already took the title adulterer. You are committing adultery. Not fornication, but adultery. I don't want to hear that, but it's still sin. It's what they used to call it, sexual immorality. I don't want to hear that. Now let's call it for what it is: fornication or adultery, and it says adultery, plain and simple. All right, folks. As y'all can see, the email has been sent, and like I say, the day is Thursday afternoon, and I sent it at 2:15 p.m. to Biblical Questions at Biblical Questions at truthofgod.com. All right. So I hope Gino Jennings get this and let him answer the question before he's done with in Wilmington. I'm hoping that he read it before Wilmington or, before we go at Wilmington. It don't make me no difference. But all right, this is All Truth 64 signing off. Peace.